Hello, y'all. Good evening. How are you doing? God bless you. I'm here with my cousin, and we are at Pouring Out. This is a podcast just to talk about life, just to discuss anything, everything, and many things. Amen, somebody. Amen. So we wrote down some things. We were talking about just being. We were talking about just being a woman. We were in a conversation just as we before we came in here, and we began to talk about just being a woman, talking about being a woman in society today, um, having children, growing up differently now versus then. So we're just going to engage in conversation. Feel free to jump in whenever you like. The baby says hello too. They can't see you, baby. You're too little. They can't see you, honey. Come over here. So what were we talking about, Brittany? So first we were talking about like in I guess like school. Yes. School life, growing up different. Yeah, or like this. High school is not like it used to be. No, it's not. High school nowadays. They can't. The middle school, I think the teachers are scared to be up in that middle school. Yeah, they are. They're scared. I mean, I probably would be too. Shoot. Now, also like that, you like have the goals and stuff like that you set as, or if you even had goals as a kid. Well, you ever ask what you want to be when you get older? Oh yeah, all the time. Do you feel that you're fulfilling that? Absolutely not. Where? To be like a criminal. Oh my God. No, I mean, I made choices I wish I wouldn't have made. But I mean, I always wanted to be a nurse or a doctor as a kid. That was like my big thing. So like so some of the things that like home health care, that I enjoy doing that. It makes me feel good. It's not exactly, but it's like on the same type path. I would have never thought I'd be what I wanted to be. People ask you, what you want to be when you grow up? What you want to be? Of course, every girl want to be a nurse. A nurse, a doctor, yeah. Every female want to be a nurse when they grow up. So, and that was my desire. I never thought I'd be here, but look at you now. And look at me. I gotta go back and learn some more skills, though. But it wasn't easy getting there, though. I bet it wasn't. We know that wasn't. Trials and tribulations. It was rough. Would you go back to school though? Would I go back to school? You feel you can go back to school? Yeah. I mean, I want to. Like once I get. Why can't you go now? Because I don't really know what I would want. If I don't know if that's my same goal that I want to be now. Now that I'm older, like as a child, but you can do other things. You don't have to go back for it. Oh yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I would go back to school. I mean, because to me, you don't really need. A lot of people go to school for all these fancy degrees and stuff, and don't use not one of them. I know. You ain't saying, and it's like the truth. And it's like, dang, I done sat here all these hours, and now certain things like a nurse or whatever you got to, obviously. But let me tell you how my brother. I went to school all these years. All these years, school after school. I started my CNA when I turned 18. I didn't have no high school diploma. I dropped out. Right. So I went back for my GED, and I wanted to be a CNA, but you had to have your GED. So that's why I went back to school. So I'm in school all this time, right? Getting all these degrees. My brother, who dropped out of school, got a job making more money than me, and I'm a registered nurse. I'm an RN. I'm thinking I'm about to make all these big bucks. And what they say, and he come out making more than me. I think they paid me like $20 an hour to run the hospital. But this was back in 2000. And this is after you didn't went through your school and everything. Not my bachelor's. I had my RN, my associate's degree. But yes, hey y'all, listen, talk to us. We are talking, we are chilling, we are just pouring out right now, talking about life. We life and life and life. And Brittany's a whole mess. I want her to get down with the real. Amen. She's a whole mess. Y'all don't want that though, for real. I don't think y'all are ready for all that.
Hey, Tina. Tina said, hey.
Hey, girl.
Being blind. Yeah, but
scared.
Charlie is not in there, girl. Man. So compared to now, kids going to school now compared to when we were in school, I had a very small circle. I was not popular. I had my few
Friends with a small circle.
I had a very small circle. Growing up in school, and now my kids, I find them doing the same thing.
That's good. There's nothing wrong with that.
They keep their circle small. They keep their small. I told my daughter, I said, listen, girl.
Sorry.
When I got them in their car, I said, listen, girl, be careful because you're going to get a whole lot of new friends.
No new friends.
Everybody will want to be your friend when they are able to get something or retain something from you. What other thing we were talking about? Are you living the family life that you envision?
I never really envisioned that though.
Like kids?
I got pregnant so young.
That's how old are you?
So I didn't really, and before that I wasn't really thinking like, oh, I want kids. You know what I mean? It just happened. Yeah.
You grew up in a mom and dad household?
You sure did. Yep. Yeah.
And you still got pregnant at 16?
Still got pregnant at 16.
I grew up with my mom. You know that myth. You know that myth. When you grow up in a household with a mother and a father, the myth, but you still.
But I think more of it is the strict. Like if you know when you're told not to do something as a kid, you're like, oh, well,
you want to do it.
I'm figuring out how to get it done. You always defy as a child.
So you were a bad kid.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say bad.
Were you getting beaten?
No, I never really got beaten. But when I did, it was no, I'm still kidding. I never really got beaten because I didn't.
Did Brittany get beaten as a kid?
No, it was more punishment.
You don't get beat because you over here beating me.
That's the problem.
Like you don't get beat.
No, it wasn't beatings. It was stay like you can't go outside. You can't get off the porch.
You hit me one more time.
Yeah. It was more like that, like stay. You can't go nowhere.
You better get her. I'm gonna beat her.
Get her.
Come here.
Beat her butt.
No, we had my mother worked. She worked. My mother worked all the time. She was always at work. And she was a single mother raising us. So I blame that on the reason why
I have a lot of
always be getting beat. Lamont said you be getting beaten. I hear you, Lamont. I believe you.
No, I didn't.
He said always getting beat. I'm telling. I thought so.
No, like beat, maybe. I mean, yeah, a couple of times I got.
Nikki used to beat you.
Shell, she didn't either.
Nikki used to beat you. She used to stay with Nikki.
She used to pick on me. That's about it. No, pick.
Did you get picked on when you were younger?
By family, yeah.
By
family members, yeah. You're an Oreo. Your mom's white and your dad's stupid, stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. But they always try to make me and Jacqueline fight all the time. Yeah, we were like, we don't want this, and we would just do it because they do it. Yeah.
Do you think that has a lot to do with how you grew up?
No.
Your behaviors now.
My behavior now.
Your influences.
No, certain things. I don't know. A lot of that has to do with, I think, wanting to be accepted and trying to fit in to whatever I felt as though was where I wanted to be at the time or what I thought was cool.
In the crowd.
Right. Exactly.
In the crowd. I never had any experiences with prison online. Let me stop. So anyway, I just remember a car ride. That's it. No, for real. There was one time I had a spend the night in a jail cell.
I'm gonna beat you on my television.
I'm gonna beat you on my spend a ride. You school child, beat her. No, don't beat that. Don't hear, baby. Here. Can I hold
that extraness?
No, but one time I did. I was in a jail cell.
Your phone's going.
briefly, and I almost lost my mind. I don't even know. I had a warrant for something. I almost lost my mind sitting there on that hard stone. So I couldn't imagine, and I'm claustrophobic. So I couldn't imagine spending no time in the walls. I would be having a whole fit, having a whole seizure, going through a whole lot of stuff. So I wouldn't be able to do it. But I know that you was in that place and spending some time in there, just watching you in there. How did you feel? How did you feel in that environment?
Like you said, I mean, honestly, well, with the claustrophobic thing, like you just feel boxed in, like. But like people fail to realize, like there's no responsibility in jail. The worst part about jail is, having to call and try to get. You have to rely on people. You can't. I swear I'm not lying. Yeah, you have to rely on people. You can't go in your pocket or go to your bank account. You know what I mean? You always have to call on people, but you don't have responsibility. Being away from your children, regardless of whatever the situation, that sucks. But it's just,
and being in there, you lost like the contact and the connection with your children.
I mean, but even before, I'm not going to lie. Like I was ripping and running in the streets, so I didn't have I guess it's been a while. Like I didn't have a connection with my kids like I should have. No. And that was from choices that I made. All right.
If you could do things over, if you were given a choice, one thing to do over, what would you do different?
With what?
Your life, your choices, the decision. If there was one thing, if God came down and said to you, Brittany, I'm going to grant you one do-over.
What would I do? I think I was like, after I had my first kid, obviously. I mean, before that, I would have just stayed focused on school and not.
Did you drop out?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go back for you? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I did go back.
If I had to change one thing, I would say the same thing about my pursuit. I just wish I would have had that pursuit sooner. So get over there, girl.
Or at least like not, even if I had Shalon, this is my oldest daughter, to just from there stay focused. You know what I mean? Not kept because I had five girls.
All girls. Mm-hmm. What you think God was trying to tell you having 5 girls?
You wasn't right as a child. I'm about to show you how you act. No.
One thing, though, Brittany, one thing I learned in life, even though if I'll go back 5 times, God is going to have your life planned exactly the way He has your life planned.
Yeah.
He knows the plan He's had concerning you. We all fall off course. We all can get distracted. We all can get swayed to the side, to the left, or the right. But the main thing is getting back on track, getting back on course, getting back on where is right. I thank God for that because I have failed many a times. I have failed. In parenting, I felt I failed. I wanted to give my kids away when I was in when I was in college. That was the time of 9/11 too. I remember running across the street to grandma's house, and I had to go to school. And my mom was watching the kids, and she's like, "Girl, they tearing us up." I said, "Who tearing us up? Girl, they tearing us up." So I'm like, "Who?" But I was so stressed out trying to go to school, trying to take care of kids, trying to get homework done. And I had 3 boys that was kind of close in age to crying and all by yourself. It was rough, but I wanted to give up, but the perseverance was worth it. Yeah. Like when you stay in it, it's worth it. Even though you fail, it doesn't matter. You continue to fight, you continue to push, you continue to endure. You continue to go forward. I don't care if I'm 80 years old. If I'm able, I'm going to do it.
Get her done.
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, like I'm learning. Well, I mean, it took me a while to get here, but I'm learning not to let my past define who I am, and not let it hinder me and slow me down. Dwell. I used to dwell in it and look out the window. It's not good for me.
Yeah, that's all.